to bring you the match here between these two teams. Of course, all the stories leading to this one between the two, and of course, the playoffs are all at stake as well. And it could start here, Ingon.
Yeah, as much as possible. You want to secure a playoff spot along with FCAP and FNOP early on week number 6. But Chaknu, signature Kufra. I'm so happy right now. We all know when it comes to Kufra, there's only one person you think of.
Who's that?
Me. No,
I was going to say, rhetorical, right? But looking at the emblems real quick, too, nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. You're only going to have one war cry this time around. It's on the jungler here for Andoru. And over on the other side, it's... Yep, that's the showcase, by the way. I don't know, man.
That's my favorite TP. That's our favorite
TP,
yeah.
Get yours now,
yeah.
By the way. Grab it while you can.
For only... I honestly don't know.
It depends on the luck.
Some
it's
get
based
it for
on luck.
300 diamonds, yeah.
When you say some people only get it for 300 diamonds,
specifically,
that's Burrito.
Hans Galleria Burrito.
Man, Sana all, right? Hope all. But here's the thing. Yeah, I know we got a glimpse of this earlier on. While we wait for it, hold on, Andoru. That's what I was going to talk about. They jump in.
Okay, here comes the revenge from Chaknu, but a counterattack coming in from Sanji.
No.
Okay, Carl TZ uses the flicker onto Chaknu. They can actually burst him down, but the flicker will be expended. Okay, this is the fear if you're a Kufra and you're up against an Aurora. There's the Frosty Breeze. There's the Frigid Glacier. One wrong jump.
Yeah.
It could be the end for your whole setup for Omega.
And that's why I always say, like, when you ever see the Kufra pop up, that's the risk you got to be willing to take. Of course, you can propel yourself into the team fight, into these setups to get them off, but you also only have the bouncing ball plus the flicker, which, you know, they burned out because also they retribution. So that's the risk, and the best players in the league, like Chaknu here, are the reason why they're so good with the Kufra. The calculation, here they go.
Okay, here comes Chaknu, but Carl TZ's going to get that. Look at the counter-attack coming in from Mpl-Ph plus the Frigid Glacier. Chaknu's going to be the first blood here. And now look at that Tempest of Blades coming in from Endoru as Sanji picks up a double kill. Sanford and Jaypee. Sanji is still alive for Mpl-Ph.
By a sliver of health, and they're going to get chased down. Endoru, okay. He jukes and moves. But man, talk about Omega not getting anything in that first turtle fight. I mean, they were so close to getting 2 kills at least, but they couldn't get those kills that they were looking for. And part of it was the fact that you still had Sanford going back in that form there. So that's a whole lot early on for Mpl-Ph.
It was also clutch for Carl TZ to secure that retribution, because that means Jaypee was level 4. He was able to cast the Implosion, paired up with the Frigid Glacier. At that point, you're not going to move for not just 0.0 seconds, but how many seconds? At least 2. And that's why Mpl-Ph was able to take down 2. And Sanford, didn't even die.
Yeah, then at that point, now you're left to just kind of recover from that. And if you're smart Omega, the best way to recover from that is, you know, just hold on, Implosion.
They're not afraid to commit the Implosion onto Chaknu just to make sure he's going to be brought down. But Jome with his Mpl-Ph Synchrofish combination. Here comes the Pride Device from Sanji. But Iota goes in with a vengeance. He's going to take him down. And there's the trade the Barangay is waiting for.
Good pickup at the cost of Chaknu on the Kufra. Again, that's what they have to do. If he goes down or one of the team members go down, maybe it's Ryota, they at least need to convert something. So Smart Omega does that. And at the same time, you know, it goes over to Ryota. But look, the thing is, you've got a couple purifies. You have a couple options if you're Smart Omega. But ultimately, it's that. You already mentioned the last team fight. It was so tough to play against an Implosion plus the Frigid Glacier combination. So Smart Omega, even though they're playing off the bat of Chaknu going in and calling that, hey, here's the setup, you still have to be pretty disciplined on how you approach it, because you can just get locked down if you're all going to follow in. And I think also that's why every single time we talk about the gold laners, Big J, Jome here is going to be crucial.
Tyrant's Rage, Chaknu on the Sanford, but look at the Implosion coming in from Jaypee. No follow-up over the Frigid Glacier is there. Ryota going onto the backline with the final slash. Chaknu has to flicker out. Jome is here this time with his Ammon Force onto Carl TZ plus Jaypee. They're running away. Chaknu wants to chase right after them, and Carl TZ is the man down for Mpl-Ph.
And that's what I'm talking about. If you're going to fight, it's going to get scrappy. You at least convert something, whether it's an objective, whether it's a kills, and you can see it happening here for Benny Cutie right now, getting a ton of gold off of that, just left alone to his own some in the bottom lane. But just on the flip side, it's going to be switched up. And here we had Vintage earlier on, and now it's Vintage Chak Mamba. Vintage was Kelra earlier, So Kufra, his most played hero of Chaknu. He's played the hero in 53 games with a 62.26% win rate throughout his Mpl-Ph career. And that is massive. That kind of win rate in a competitive professional level is so impressive.
Even in RG, even if you smurf, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
But Chaknu makes it easy. I mean, one of the iconic moments of Chaknu's Kufra, who could forget one of the longest games in MPL history. I believe it was longer than a full-length basketball game. And Chaknu was the one who ended with a Miracle Tyrant's Rage Flicker combination. And who knows, he might replicate it for this game.
That's the threat. Anytime that you have a Kufra in play, and then mind you, it's Chaknu, you've always got to watch out, you know, because the setups can be happening from any angle, anywhere. And he does a really good job at utilizing the conceal. Like we saw just now, he's going to get repositioned. He'll do that throughout the game. And that's the crucial thing, especially when the flicker is available. So TL-Ph knows this. And again, that's why I think even the Aurora pick was such a great pickup in the draft that they brought to the table, because they can always kind of lock down if they need to, slow down and work around with the kits that they have. So Endoru gets pushed off here. Now we're looking at the third turtle coming up to spawn, and you're going to see them both kind of rotate for this. Benny Cutie's been just farming up down here on this bottom side as much as possible, so he is fine. I also take note, he does have the Brave Smite emblem, so he's going to be built pretty well and sustaining through some of the team fights when he pops that ultimate.
Yeah, it's kind of scary because so far Benny Cutie hasn't been joining the fights, unlike Jome, who has been activated quite early, especially with the Harith. We all know he's going to dominate the early game up against the Claude. But when the timer for TL-Ph comes, here comes the clash.
Wow.
Okay, Eternal God, Curse Blast will be casted there. Akutsil, who's going to set up first. It's going to be a retribution battle between the two junglers. Chaknu charging in time to revenge, but Ukir gets the turtle. Now they want to go right after Sanford, though. Is this a disengage for Omega? Implosion from Jaypee! Plus the Blazing Duet! Frigid Glacier combination. Tempest of Blades will have to cast it because Endoryu trying to go right after Jaypee. That's one trade for Omega in exchange for two. Ukir gets the turtle.
Yeah, the 1-for-2 trade. Jaypee goes down, but 2 picked up. But the turtle, yeah, Ukir, I think that's the second time now that he's been able to cap it out, even though the retributions were used, but still. So objectively, Smart Omega will get it. And all this leads us to eventually when that Lord is up is a pretty even team fight, unless something is able to come into play here before then, whether that's a pick-off in some form or another. But you can see this, you know, items really coming up in play here at this point. You got the 2 items already locked in for the Claude. This is what we talk about so much with the power spike. Now, after the changes, no longer does he need the Trinity, so he's already got DHS and Golden Staff. And even defensively, like some of that is already there for TL-Ph. Smart Omega, same thing on the other side, but that's what you know, you made the point earlier. Benny Cutie's been mostly farming up other than that last fight we just saw. And Jome, he kind of has to be in these fights. And look at this, too. This is interesting. The Barangay is in force. The community prediction here, 68% for Smart Omega against the defending MPL champions.
And momentum is on Omega's side. The past performances that they've been displaying, we really can't blame the community. And if Jome continues to play like this at this level, along with Endoryu, you know, this could be a sweep for Omega, but right now Chaknu catches someone off guard. Gonna be bursted down. Carl TZ manages to escape. Okay, so that was 2 ultimates committed for Omega. Will TL-Ph have a go signal because Ryota goes in with a final slash? Frigid Glacier will be committed there by Sanji. A lot of ultimates casted right before the Lord spawns.
Yeah, a whole lot being used already, but this is going to be a tier 2 going down as Endoru pushes that turret down. They know that. They have the information. They blitz the Lord.
Carl TZ gets the Lord. Now Jome has to answer right back. Implosion coming in from Jaypee. Managed to catch two. Benny Cutie! The Baguio goes in right after the backline with a Blazing Duet. But Jaypee and Sanford will fall down. Woo! Here comes the attack coming in from Endoryu. The Nightmare manages to catch 2. Looking for Benny Cutie with a Finch Boys. He still has the Divine Sword. But in the middle lane, they're not done with Sanji. Gonna commit the Tyrant's Rage. Jome is there as well as Endoryu. The Pride of Ice is there. But Sanji manages to flicker out. Only 2 casualties for TL-Ph, and I don't even know who got the Lord.
Well, I'll tell you who got the Lord.
Who?
TL-Ph did. So they blitzed it after we were paying attention to Endoru push that tier 2 in the top. And so they got the Lord, but they also lost a couple bodies. And so more so, Mpl-Ph does come out ahead of that exchange. They're going to be able to push in with this, hopefully get these next tier 1s down, especially in the mid, and make a play from there. Right now, Smart Omega's got to be on the defense, and they're trying to clear out and manage these waves being pushed in. You're looking for that Holy Crystal still to lock in from Jome. That's going to help him power up a lot, but it's already picked up by Carl Teasy, and now Mpl-Ph, the Cavalry, is taking a whole lot from Smart Omega right now.
You know, I'm just amazed at the 2 gold laners for both of these teams. They're able to dish out the damage with Wade. Carl Teasy knows where Andoryu is. Sacred Hammer's not going to connect because Finch Boys is there. Now Mpl-Ph works on the turret onto the bottom lane. And going back to my point, you know, look at the KDAs of the 2 gold laners. 301 for Benny, Jome 203. But wait a minute, Conceal. Coming in from Omega, Chakno charging at times revenge. Are gonna catch Sanford, not committing the ult yet. Here comes Jaypee once again. Will he cast the implosion? As Chakno falls down, Frigid Glacier is there. Ryota answers right back with a final slash onto the backline. Benny Cutie with a mega kill onto the blazing duet as they catch 3. Sanji on the chase onto Jome. Sacred Hammer to make sure there is no escape and only the Nightmare is left to defend.
Mpl-Ph will go ahead and just take the hope that Smart Omega had throughout the game so far and just take it out of the picture, and they're going to run it in.
What can Andoryu do at this point as Mpl-Ph bounces back for this game number 1?